What is metrology? It is the science of measurement. Without it, our lives would be quite different. Everything from smartphones to medications depend on metrology. Metrology began centuries ago when commerce started. Customers had to have a way to know what they were paying for. Whether it was a bag of flour or a length of cloth, you had to have a way to measure it. Today, metrology involves much more. It is used in almost everything in our daily lives. With the latest advancements of technology, there has been an upsurge in the science of metrology. Look at an iPad, a device that we take for granted. But when you look inside, you can begin to understand what a large part metrology played in its design and function. From its sophisticated electronics to the glass touch screen, measurements were critical in the iPad's form and reliability. The iPad is just one example, but if you look around, metrology is a part of everything we do. From filling our car's gas tank, buying a pair of jeans, or watching a movie at the theater, metrology has something to do with it. With advancements in metrology comes the need for people to work in the field. Every industry depends on metrology for the quality of their work. In fact, some industries devote up to 15% of their cost of a product or service to metrology. Metrology could be an excellent career choice. Whatever your interest, there are always opportunities in the field of metrology. Not just a good starting position, but room for advancement and added responsibilities. What interests you? Take the time to check out some of the careers in the science of metrology and see where it can lead you.
Our naval weapon systems are designed to meet the tactical needs of the fleet. When the enemy threat is limited in strength and speed, there may be plenty of time to prepare for an encounter, time to manufacture, to test, and to repair the components of a system, to assure that it will satisfy the necessary fleet requirements. With the utmost effectiveness. When the enemy threat is greater, there is an immediate need for a greater number of weapons. There is also a need for increased manufacturing ashore. This could result in the loss of a common standard of measurement between the individual manufacturers. The resulting incompatibility between the various components of the system would weaken the tactical effectiveness of the fleet. When any components are manufactured, it is expected that a certain percentage of them will not measure up to the designer's specifications. Therefore, an accurate method of testing components must be established at the manufacturing level to determine which items will be certain to work properly and which will not. But even good components will not remain that way forever. As time passes, they deteriorate. Fewer and fewer will be able to do the job required of them. Therefore, they must be retested at the fleet level to make sure that the components will always be ready to work as they were designed to work. As the requirements of a weapon system increase, so does the need for more testing equipment. This equipment is produced to operate within specific design tolerances. And like components, test equipment itself decays. And with time, more and more of its instruments are unable to do their jobs. When used, these inaccurate instruments will accept items with bad components at either end of the spectrum. Some of these instruments will drift, accepting bad components at one end, while good ones at the other end are rejected. Still other test instruments may behave erratically, accepting and rejecting items at random. Such a wide variation in tests results in costly and unnecessary handling and retesting of good components. Even worse, it results in the use of bad components and weakens the fleet's combat potential. With today's highly complex tactical situations, the combat readiness of the total weapon system depends on the accuracy of adjustments that link its many components and subsystems together. The failure of the entire weapon system could be due to an error in position fix of a few arc seconds, or to a communications delay of a few microseconds. Or the system might fail because of a fire control error of a few millivolts, or because of an equally small variation in a guidance correction signal. Many of the components which make up a highly complex weapon system are extremely delicate and decay at a very fast rate. Within weeks of their installation, some are no longer doing the job required of them. It may be impossible to detect this decay, except through the continuous use of complex monitoring equipment, which transfers information from one subsystem to another. Or by the regular use of test equipment, considerably more precise and delicate than the items under test. As the testing and monitoring equipment decays, though it may appear to be functioning properly, it will in fact be giving increasingly erroneous readings, upon which incorrect adjustments to the system will be made. Thus, it is essential that the testing and monitoring equipment itself be tested and adjusted to be sure it stays within its design tolerances. Without this assurance of a higher level of tests, we can expect a gradual decrease in the combat readiness of the fleet. It is the responsibility of the captain and crew of each vessel to maintain the reliability of test and monitoring equipment by arranging for its testing. The job of testing and adjusting items of test equipment to meet their proper tolerances is called calibration. Calibration relies ultimately on the establishment of some very precisely determined standard of measurement to which all testing instruments can be compared with confidence. But a single standard alone cannot be used to calibrate the huge number of testing devices that will need this service again and again. And to supply every vessel, depot, and factory with the most accurate standards possible would be much too costly. So less expensive standards of measurement must be manufactured so that all test equipment can be calibrated more readily. However, to ensure against the decay of this standard and to maintain uniformity of measurement, all calibration facilities must have their standards undergo regular periodic comparison with standards of higher accuracy, and so on, so that a minimum number of standards will be necessary for comparison to the highest of all standards. Such a system of calibration standards is essential to assure a uniformity of all testing and measuring equipment. Calibration also assures the precise integration of all the components, modules, and systems of each vessel. This reliability of a ship's test and monitoring equipment depends on the crew in meeting test requirements and calibration schedules, and on the captain in providing direction for their accomplishment. Actual calibration, or the testing of test equipment, is occasionally performed by the equipment user, but more often it is handled by over 100 Navy calibration laboratories located at contractor facilities, shipyards, air stations, and fleet tenders around the world. These labs are staffed with personnel especially trained in metrology, the science of measurement. The calibration instruments used here are in turn tested and realigned by more exact calibration equipment located at Navy Standards Laboratories. There is still more precise equipment which compares the equipment of these labs with the highest of all standards of measurement at the National Bureau of Standards. This network of calibration and standards laboratories is carefully integrated and standardized by providing each lab with identical equipment and identical technical procedures and training. Periodic calibration schedules are established according to the known decay rate of each piece of test equipment. These schedules vary from periods of 1 month to as much as a year or more. Periodic calibration cuts down on costly and time-consuming rejection and reworking of good items, as well as reducing the erroneous acceptance of bad items. Periodic calibration assures the captain and crew of each vessel that their tests are true tests, that the natural decay within their testing and weapons system will be detected and corrected. Why do we calibrate? Without calibration, our costs go up and our tactical efficiency goes down. With calibration, we are confident that our test equipment and weapon systems will operate as designed.
So, a meter is a meter, right? Nothing special about that. But measurements like that are used by everyone. And the more people that use it, the more tiny differences there could be. When building a treehouse, well, it's not that big of a deal. However, when building a bridge and every meter is just a tiny bit off, that becomes a whole nother story. The same counts for speed. How you see your speed can be different from how a speed camera registers it. Ow, that's a ticket. This also applies to litres. Take the trade in oil, for example. A litre here might not be the same as somewhere else. And in the meantime, you still pay the same price. And when making medicine, even the smallest, teeny-weeny microgram is important. Whoa! Luckily, this doesn't happen, because there's metrology. We know the most accurate measures of all those things and much more. Others can compare those standards to measures of their own. That way, everyone can rely on those to make agreements on. And that makes life much easier.
Hi, my name is Jeff Gust, and I'm the Chief Corporate Metrologist from Fluke Corporation in Everett, Washington. The theme for World Metrology Day is measurements for transport. Rather than being in a laboratory, I thought we'd travel around the greater Seattle area today to explore some of the many modes of transport that are available and think about the critical measurements that are utilized to keep them up and running. When we can meet in our cars or take a train or ride in an airplane or even take a ferry boat to get from point A to point B, we don't really think about the thousands of measurements that are involved in getting us safely to our destination. The Second Industrial Revolution, one of the key concepts was parts interchangeability. And Henry Ford took that concept and built it into his assembly line. He partnered with C.E. Johansen, the inventor of a length standard called the gauge block, and they founded the Ford C.E. Johansen company to build reference standards to calibrate their assembly line. So we're just passing the Boeing factory in Everett, Washington right now, and it makes me think about measurements associated with airplanes. Elevation measurements and speed measurements on airplanes are measured as a function of pressure. So these pressure measurements are converted into meters of altitude or feet of altitude or in kilometers per hour or miles per hour in speed. And all of those are done by what's called an air data test set to calibrate the instrumentation in the cockpit. And just about every single air data test set is calibrated by Fluke pressure standards. And World Metrology Day is a day where measurement scientists from around the world celebrate the past and the future of metrology, the science of measurement. It commemorates the signing of the Treaty of the Meter in May 20th of 1875. And that really set the stage for the measurement system that we have in place today. The ferries in Washington State transport over 24 million people per year. They're propelled by a 3.5 megawatt, 4,160 volt motor. The maintenance staff use a wide variety of Fluke industrial test tools to measure the voltage, current, and temperature of these propulsion systems. Rail systems have many transducers that convert mechanical quantities like force, speed, and acceleration into electrical quantities, and as a result, there's a large array of test instrumentation on trains to monitor these measurements throughout the day. I invite you all to take a moment to appreciate all the measurements, big and small, that enable us to go about our days with confidence so that we can trust our transportation systems. Now, on behalf of Fluke Corporation, happy World Metrology Day.
It's time. Get up. I get up. Opportunities.
Guess who's back? Back again. Ispani mahustlers. Kuyisiwe ukuthi ngolesibini ispani sibekubona kude. Sanibonani and salute to all my hustlers. Imina kumphathi wehlelo uMacmillan Lishumo. Khona ke isisho sesilungu esithi if you do not measure something then you won't improve it. I wonder what simphatheleli bafethu ngoba sikhuluma ngamagesi sikhuluma ngemeasurement. But I won't say kodwa sihamba nehasla lethu uPrili. Into ngaze ethi dala ihasila, dala igudla, ummeasure umkala ungamthathi kancane. Uzihamba ke bayom-assessa laphana ke yibona ke abantu balaphana e-National Metrology Institute of South Africa. The question is, will she measure up and get the job? All I know is I have a measuring tape in my pocket. Asambe so measure.
Who am I? What is my place in this world? I was confronted with these questions from then onwards.
Give it a little childhood sharp because neresa sokole ko gae re kgone afford dintho tse re di tlhokang ebile ne rena le support from the relative jaaka so family ya ke a very close knit family. Ge ke dula ko Riva ke dira primary, my older brother ne sa dula ko Riva ne tsena sekolo somewhere else, so ne ke tsamaile another brother of mine ka malapa, and then ne ke tsamaile na isale vrogo ke boelena in the afternoon, we even shared our lunch. Ne really close, very close, and it's unfortunate gore even though we shared so much growing up, a few years later I had to go back and bury him because he had died, and I think it's something that I haven't spoken about for until now. Background story or about he was a huge part of my life.
Kumkana lihun la gagwe bana ba ile ba kwa bohloko ge be ka gore butu wa bona o robetse ena taba ya gona a senke ya ba swara ga botse ba ile ba kwa bohloko kudu ka matla tla ga le jwa le gona mo ba leng gona ba fela ba gopola re nke ngwana ga bona ile nna nka ba a sona le bona a le fa ba leng a leng po.
So, I did matric in 2009 ko Kgatlanong High School.
Ge ke University of Limpopo. I registered for my Bachelor of Science degree, double major, physics and chemistry. I did from 2010 until 2012. And then 2012, that's when I finished my degree. The next year, 2013, I did my honors degree in chemistry.
Really, ibile ngwanaka wa mathomo go ya university. Ke ile ka kwa ke tshogile tšatši la mathomo ge seo se diragala gore ana kwa pele ke yana re tla re kgona na le gore ana yena kwa yang gona o tle a kgona go ka dira go tshwana le morago kwa tswa gona a rata go ka ithuta go ba mohlomong a ya tša ke me go fia lefase le dwa le tšhogo laka le ile a fetša mafelelong le la gabotse ka gore e be le motho e le gore wa itekušiša.
Found out I was pregnant September 2013, and then I did honors. Next I expect. All very naive. Like failure from varsity, or when you go to your first job that you start realizing, hi, no, my parents sold me dreams. So I had always thought for a life is perfect, life is so, and besides, like I've said before, I've never failed at anything until I was at varsity. I go to graduation in 2014, nearly 23 May. As a because that was the day that my child was born. To be there, but before that day, I'm not going to be there.
And I renari came say jore, the Jerry Sakamaswani, Riaj graduation. Rahoja hore, Ahosa Honahala. Mara, Ranore, Aronata, Bahotaba Mudim.
The next day, people didn't know what to say to me, to congratulate me for getting my honors degree or to congratulate me for having a baby daughter. People didn't know, like literally, and they even nicknamed my daughter Honors. So sometimes they'll call me and say, oh, okay, Honors. And I know, oh, it's that story. But it was very nice. It was very nice. Hola, neti ke sne plan. I fetja honors yak. Ke fetja honors ka dula ko gae, and then I was just hoping gore motlhomongwe e ke ntse ke apply ke tla hotja mmereko. Mara ke le matlhatsi because as ke dule na go telele ko gae. Ke nana ka February 2014, which was about 2 months after ke fetja honors. I was called for an interview ko NMISA. Ka di 20 October 2014. I went there, I had my interview, and then they called me the same day. Interestingly enough, I fitted in ko NMISA. Ke batho ba lori ba bile willing go nruta everything e ba itsebang ka gas analysis and gas metrology. Ke batho ba lori ke na no re ne ba le excited go ba le motho o mo new coming in and helping them and assisting them mo lori ne ba tlhoka thuso gona. My studentship is coming to an end, and then Hosasa, Kiako, the National Metrology Institute of South Africa, for interview as a guest scientist.
Really, aya kwa NMISA ke moshalla longwana. Ga se me ka ba le bothata ke ile ka amogela ka tseba gore ke ngwanaka ga gona motho mongwe le gore o swanetse gore a tle a mo fepele ngwanoela ke nna ke santse gore ke tšee maikarabelo ka moka a gore ke godiše ngwane jwale ka ga ke godisitše mmagwe.
If I get this position, I would like to take my parents on a week-long holiday. Can I know they deserve it for all the days that they kept awake and I was not there. Maybe my child was not feeling well. I was all the way here in Pretoria and Vona back at home dealing with every little thing that happens. And I just want to show them that I'm grateful for everything that they've done for me, everything that they've done for my child. I'm grateful for the support, and I think that they deserve a break.
If I can just interject there quickly.
If you tell me NMISA for interview I get to expecting so but I'm hoping for the best. Wish me luck, guys.
Good morning, Preli. Thank you so much for availing yourself for the interview. My name is Tobegile Kongo. I'm coming from HR. I will allow my colleague to also introduce himself.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Preli.
Morning.
Nice to be the journalist.
Thank you very much.
I'm Dr. Jesse Pillay. I'm the
Nice to
head
meet you.
of Materials Metrology from the Chemistry Division at the NMISA.
Nice to meet you.
So can you briefly describe your education and those areas that you believe are relevant to this position?
I completed my grade 12 in 2009 at the Khatlanong High School, after which I enrolled for a Bachelor of Science degree in Chemistry and Physics. I have second-year mathematics, and my physics incorporated a lot of mathematics and statistics as well. My honors degree, research was in the analytical sciences. Therefore, I believe that I have the necessary skills and basic background to thrive in a gas metrology career.
Can you just tell us what you understand about the NMISA?
The National Metrology Institute of South Africa is an entity that was established by the Measurement Units and Measurement Standards Act number 18 of 2006 as part of the Department of Trade and Industry's technical infrastructure. It is mandated to keep and maintain national measurement standards. It also facilitates global measurement comparability by engaging in international key comparisons. NMISA has 4 technical divisions: chemical metrology, ionizing radiation, physical metrology, and electricity and magnetism. The gas analysis section, for which I'm applying under, is part of the chemical metrology section, and it provides reference gas mixtures to the air pollution monitoring framework of South Africa, and it also engages in research that aims to support the industry effectively.
If I can just interject there quickly.
Okay.
You mentioned chemical metrology.
Yes.
Okay, so just a correction. It's chemistry and materials.
Okay, So Preli, NMISA is a very close-knit family. We are still a growing organization, and with that comes a lot of difficulties and challenges. But in your case, have you ever come across any challenges, whether it's university or your first time working experience that you've come across? And if you can just highlight those challenges to us and then maybe explain how you dealt with those challenges.
Okay, I spent a few months as a guest analysis intern, so I know the NMISA culture very well, and I've had conflicts before with the people that I work with, but I believe that conflicts are best acknowledged. So communication is very important. The most effective way to deal with conflicts in the workplace is to be solution-oriented, and I believe that meeting with the affected parties halfway to make a resolution helps to resolve those conflicts.
Where do you see yourself in 3 years' time?
In 3 years, I would have completed my degree, hopefully. I'm very confident. And after which I would be required to work at the NMISA as per the contractual obligations. And I know that you mentioned 3 years, but I also hope that I continue to working in the institution after that.
Thank you so much. That is it from me. I'm going to hand over to my colleague for the technical questions.
In your words, what is it that we do at NMISA?
Okay, in my own words, I would say that you provide measurement solutions to South Africa's trading industry. If there is any company that needed any measurement service, you would be the company that will help them. And if any company needed measurement traceability, you would be the company best suited to offer them that service as well.
In one sentence, tell me, what is metrology?
It's measurement science.
Okay, good. Well, if you had to speak to your friend at home, how would you tell your friend, in terms of applications, how would you apply what you have just said to me in terms of the real world?
Okay. Most of our friends and parents at home, they go to the supermarket to buy groceries, they buy veggies and fruits from the supermarket, and when they're there, they are charged based on the mass of the fruits or the veggies that they're buying. But you want to ensure that these people that are giving you these fruits or these veggies, they're not overcharging you. If they're saying a kilogram is 8 rand, are we sure that those apples that you put on the balance are 1 kilogram? So basically, you have to get that mass balance to be calibrated.
So tell me, what is the ideal gas law?
Okay, the ideal gas law is a combination of Boyle's law and Charles' law from gas kinetics, and it states the relationship between pressure, volume, the number of moles, and temperature of gas molecule.
What do you understand by, and you would have heard this term, MSDS?
An MSDS is a material safety data sheet, and it usually accompanies chemical hazards in the laboratory.
I have one more question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give us examples of different types of reference materials and their link to the SI?
Okay. One reference material that is related to gas metrology is a reference gas mixture. It could be of carbon monoxide and nitrogen, for example, and this gas mixture is prepared in a cylinder that is measured on a mass comparator balance. That mass comparator balance is calibrated using mass pieces that are calibrated against working standards that are traceable to the kilogram. And another could be a solution of ethanol, for example, in water, which is prepared almost the same way, gravimetry, and are traceable to the kilogram.
Okay, good.
This concludes our interviewing process. What will happen now is you will be going through to the labs to complete 3 tasks. After those 3 tasks, then we'll sit down and make our decision together with this interview and give you how you fared on the interview overall.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time and I appreciate the opportunity given for this interview as well.
Prele o di entse dipatlisiso tsa hae ene hape o ihlophisitse mosebetsi ha se ka bokgoni fela mekgwa le maitshwaro a hao a tlameha ho tsamaisana le mosebetsi wa hao mahaslas ha ekaba o na le o qeaqea kapa o tshaba ho hloleha o ithibella hore o finyelle ditoro tsa hao ha o na le tshabo sontse o hlolehile pele o ka leka pele o bone ene ha o lokile wa hloleha ho ke monyetla hore o etse dintho ka bohlale le ka kelello e ntjha o batle tsela ya ho etsa dintho ka botjha ke ka ho hloleha e ka ba senotlolo se ho isang katlehong ya hao hore o kenele lekala lena o ka ithutela yona BSc degree ya chemistry o ka etsa le diploma kapa ha o qetile degree ya hao wa etsa yona post graduation ene hape our host o na le dibasari di kwala ka di 31 tsa July ha ekaba o sebeditse hantle ene o le wa mona South Africa ene hape ba o amohetse ko di university e kopanye le bona.
Hi, my name is Napo. I'm a senior scientist here in the lab. I've been working here for almost 10 years now. I actually do many things here in the lab. One of them is basically training the new people that are coming in. So today I will be the mentor for our candidate, Preli.
So, interchange the position the lorry yet way.
Hustlers namhlanje ke sibheka umkhakha we-metrology bafethu iscience ke emayelana ke nokukala izinto phecelezi measurement someone hasalethu uPrili intokazi ke enolwazi ku-chemistry so uyazi kubaleka kanti izinto zibalance njengoba ke zabasebenza ngezinto ezinobungozi hazardous gases. Speaking of which, it's time for our favorite guessing game, which is the word jumble. Nginikeze ke ama-clue amathathu bafethu, which are your letters L, R, and E. Uma ke uyazi impendulo ufaka lapha na ku-Twitter na ku-Facebook, but right now akasamba sobona passing gas. No man, not like that, but just in case you got the wrong idea, I mean she'll be passing gas into cylinders.
Hi Preli.
Hello Napa.
Welcome to the guest lab. So the color task on task 1. So we prepare a gas mixture for the calibration of evidential breath analyzer.
Okay.
So we prepare a mixture using gravimetric system. You know that disconnecting the cylinder, weighing it accurately a couple of times, and filling the required amount of gas, as we did in the calculation, and then rolling for homogenization. So remember that you have 15 minutes for the task. So try hurry. Within 15 minutes, task will be completed. Good luck. So, what do you know about scientist?
Oh, high school. I know they were went to science, and then you got dancing at
If aside the task 1 is sharp, you'll find that when you go and analyze in the analysis lab, that we cannot, the value that he has from the task 1 does not correspond to the analysis. Then we definitely know that something went wrong. Then we need to investigate what went wrong during her process.
Kinanori, every person when they walk into any job environment, it stops being about them, like personally. When I walk into the NMISA, it's not about me, it's about what I'm trying to achieve in life. So when I walk here, it's not about what someone thinks of me, but it's about what I'm trying to achieve for myself, for my child, for my family. And I try so much to separate myself from if there's any negativity, and always focus on what is important and why am I here.
And then from there, I'm going to start the program. Enje ispina so interchange the position telori get way.
So this cycle number 3 now, which is the last cycle. So yeah, maybe take us through what's going to happen after here.
Okay, hey DJ, get low saver spreadsheet saga, snally data gam ga eginyagang, and then look at mowing. Kaya go filling station, go fill a gas, camera cylinder, and then go target that 200 grams. So right now I'm taking leaks on all of the connections that I made.
During the weighing process also, if she doesn't ensure that she exercises the balance very well, and she doesn't follow basically the requirements of weighing, she can then get her weighing calculations wrong in that process. So Prilly, you have about 2 minutes, so be mindful of that.
Okay, I think I'll be done in 2 minutes. Actually, I've exceeded my target mass. I add about 7 grams more than I was supposed to. I overfilled when I was filling the first component. Yeah, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm really okay.
Okay, that's fine. That's not a train smash. We will practice more on that. I think as long as we get the gravimetric value when we do the analysis, it should be okay.
I'll disconnect my cylinder.
Right, Prilly, please explain to us what are you doing here?
I have finished weighing and the gas mixture is complete. So now I'm going to put it on the roller bench. I'm putting it on the roller bench to homogenize the contents of this gas mixture for a couple of hours.
Now that we've completed the end of task 1, we're going to continue with our task 2.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to that.
All right.
Bokgoni bo Prilly a bo supileng bo tlile ka sekolo le monyetla wa mosebetsi o a o thotseng go phethagatsa theory ya hae. Mahaslas, bophelo ha se tsela fela e o qadileng ka yona, empa maikemisetso a hao a gore wena o ile o qetella jwang. Batlisisa ka dintho tsa mosebetsi, tseba ditalente, tseba bokgoni ba hao. Ha se o batlisise ka tsa mosebetsi, tseba gore ana wena o ipapanya le ofeng mosebetsi. Ha se o le analytical chemist, o tlameha go batla o tseba, o bane le maikarabelo and o thabele go ithuta ka nako tsotlhe.
When your data is done, you'll get something like this. You just open it and then you check.
Welcome to task 2.
Thank you.
Remember, we've completed task 1 where we had prepared the mixture gravimetrically. So task 2 is about analysis of the components that we've added there, right? That is ethanol in nitrogen. We want to make sure that the cylinder that you've prepared, the mixture that you've prepared, agrees with the gravimetric value that side, so that you can use it for calibration. Go for it.
Thank you. So Napo, I will just start with the connection first before I explain everything here. Just it seems like it's a whole lot more flow than I want.
So take us through why you're analyzing it this way, and yeah, what are you expecting basically?
Okay, so this is gas chromatography. I'm using a detector to detect actually a column to separate my analyte from the mixture, and then a detector to detect the peak of that analyte, and then I'm going to use a reference gas mixture just to compare the results of the sample mixture that I've prepared, and then I will see how comparable those two results are, and then I'll also use the value of the measurement standard to calculate a value for the sample mixture that I have. And then basically what we are trying to achieve is just to confirm the values that we've got from gravimetry. If those values are okay, then we can use that gas mixture to calibrate our instruments.
Okay.
There's a point where I felt like I disappointed my parents so much. Yeah, I think I've been a pretty good child. And of course, yes, when I finished my honors, I came back home and I was expecting, but looking back at that experience, I don't think that it was clear disappointment. I think that sometimes it's a natural progression that happens, and we're going to be able to replaying what is going to happen at that particular point, but I don't find it as a disappointment, and I don't normally regard it as a disappointment as well. Napo, I'm just going to check my gas lines again so that there's no leak.
What's the importance of checking the leak?
So that, for example, if someone is working here and then there's a leak, that means that person will be exposed to that gas. Sometimes it could be toxic, and that will hinder the health of that person.
Okay. What else do you check then to make sure that your system is okay?
Yeah, the other most important thing is just to do a visual inspection on your oven. You want to check whether your columns are okay, they are well connected, and it's the column that you want as well.
What is important in task 2 is to make sure that you use the correct reference standard to verify the mixture that you want to verify, and you have to make sure that the system is working properly. That means checking leaks, installing the right columns that will separate the different molecules that you want to separate, and basically during the analysis ensure that your analysis or your parameters are consistent so that you can get the results that you need.
When your data is done, you'll get something like this. You just open it and then you check. You check your peaks, their retention times, and what the peak areas are. So you'll have your peak areas there, and then you'll have your retention times there. Usually you would know where you expect your analyte to have a peak at. My test 2 was very good. The analysis was good. Even the results when I did the data manipulation, it was good.
Your data looks very good. I think that completes the end of task 2. Then we'll then take our mixture that we've prepared to go and calibrate the machine for task 3.
Okay.
Well done.
Thank you.
And you did your task within the set time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your facilitation as well.
Preli o na le bokgoni ba go tlhalosa theory ya science le gore ana e bua eng. Se khotsofatsang ka mosebetsi ona ke gore o ba o mongwe wa leloko la ba science. Menyetla ya mesebetsi e mengata. Wa bopa kapa o improve di-products tse leng gore di lo thusa batho ba bang. Empa o sebetsa di-hour tse telele ntse o rarolla mathata and o phela o le dithutong gore mosebetsi wa hao o kgone go tsamaisana le ona. Mahaslas, career ya hao ke boena ba hao. Kgetha ka bohlale gore o tsebe o amohela tse thabisang le tse sa thabising ka mosebetsi wa hao. Ke le tshetse gore wa bakena, no fear, never never. When the masters went out to I was going to kusebenza. I haters fall back like dominoes. Girlfriend is doing the most bafethu ngokushaya imeasuring azivulela iminyango. Kodwa khona manje there's someone at the door. Knock knock. Who's there? The letter B. The letter B from where? The letter B from the word jumble. Uyazi ke moya zimpendula ifaka kukhona lapha ku Twitter na ku Facebook. Must be ever go careful ke sibona ukuthi intokazi zikhombisa ukuthi ama breathalyzer asebenza kanjani bafethu. Njengoba ke izoshaya ke i-gas mixture ekumele ke imeter ama international standards bafethu. Uyazi masobanja ama traffic cop bethi futha. I'm blowing you away. See you after the break, man.
Really, welcome to task 3.
Thank you.
What we're going to do here in this task, we're going to perform the calibration of evidential breathalyzers with that cylinder that we have prepared.
Okay.
Remember that the process works slightly different. So you're going to calibrate the breathalyzer and make sure that it fits the requirements of the standard so that then we can issue the calibration certificate and send it out. Remember again, the task you are allocated 15 minutes for the task. So good luck.
Thank you. I hope I'll be done in 15 minutes.
Explain to us what is this breathalyzer, how does it work, and so forth.
Breathalyzer key instrument de elore measure breath alcohol.
Yes.
And then now the calibration. So ordinarily 0 concentration near ethanol here, and then finally 0.1 concentration near ethanol there in milligrams per liter. So what we're gonna do is we're going to validate for this instrument. It will have the same concentration as the one LN certified.
I think I should use a breathalyzer on myself, and it's basically because I don't drink. I've never drank, so I would never have to be in a situation where I need to check my breath alcohol, unless of course there's an officer somewhere who stops me and decides to check if I've drinking anything.
So can you explain to us what's happening here?
Okay, so I'm blowing the gas through this solution. Yeah, so basically the instrument takes a blank check, and then now after that it will request you to take the sample by blowing. After that it will purge. So purging, it removes whatever solution is left in the interior of the breath analyzer, just to make sure that when you make a second blowing, there's no memory effect or any carryover whatsoever.
Mo joining Yaka as a varsity student, Salika failed my second year mathematics. At the time, I felt disappointed, and so I questioned myself a lot. Okay, kikai molore, kiluzije focus, kikai molore. I did not perform the way that I was supposed to perform, but looking back now, after so many years, kinanore is something that should have happened, because you only start realizing your full potential after you failed before, and you know that, okay, perhaps I had relaxed at that time, but I was able to pick myself up. So you actually realize how strong you are if you go through that rough patch in your life.
So the new technology has more features because it actually guides you through the entire process of calibration. Blow, remove the holes, and do this. Whereas on the older technology, it didn't have. All it had was just give you an indication, you blow, and then stop blowing. But it actually doesn't tell you the whole feature. So this one is much easier to use. But the actual principle is the same.
So we had to come up with the methods to do that one, because I can imagine it was a bit difficult at first to...
Yeah, the technology improves, but for me, the principle is the same. If you look at the performance of this one and the older version, yeah, it's okay. Just that this one has, advantageous features for the user.
So they completely scrapped out the older version?
Yes.
Kina mutolore orata di challenges. I create a relaxed environment, whereas hekili moni misa kifilore I'm being challenged every day, and kinanore my personality is very fit for the position that I was applying for.
Just let's look at the results. Can we confidently say that the instrument passes calibration?
Yes.
Okay. And then what are your reasons for that?
There's a 0.1 concentration that you were testing, and you can see from the results that they're approximately 0.1. But the EC detector as well, it's approximately 0.1. So you can be very confident that your measuring instrument is okay.
Okay, no, well done. Yeah, I agree with you. The results are very good. That completes the end of task 3.
Thank you.
Well done.
Let me just print the results. Thank you very much.
So, pretty. You had a very long day, I understand.
Very long day, but I'm not complaining.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
I enjoyed myself.
This is something that you could see yourself doing every day?
Definitely.
So, tell me, how did you find the tasks today? Talk me through task 1.
Okay, task 1, I had to weigh and fill a cylinder. So basically that's a part of gravimetric preparation.
Okay.
It's a pretty simple exercise, especially if you have some sort of experience in gas metrology. So
sure.
It was pretty fun and simple as well. Yeah, I enjoyed myself.
But that was going to be my next question. How do you think you performed through the day? Because we've just had a brief discussion with your mentor, and he's given us some feedback. So before we let you know as to what he told us,
okay,
let's hear from you. How do you felt the day went?
It was a long day, but it's very good to know that what I was doing and the tasks that I was given they contribute so much out there. So I started out from that frame of mind that whatever I'm going to be doing today, it's something that is helping the communities out there. So I was very happy to engage in it. A bit nervous at first, but I think as the day went on, I relaxed and I applied what I know, what I've learned in university, what I've learned during my internship. So I think it went very well.
Okay. Yes. Preli, we've deliberated together with my colleague as well as your mentor. We looked at how you performed in your interview as well as the assigned tasks to you, and I'm very delighted to tell you that you were successful for the scientist guest position. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope to make the guest metrology team proud. I also hope that for you having given me this opportunity, you would never look back and regret this decision. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate. I've been out there hustling so much to get a position like this one, and I'm so thankful that you believe in me.
I think it's well earned. Yeah. So you've definitely been the best candidate.
Thank you.
For this position, and
I was a bit skeptical at first, but it's very good to know that there are people out there that believe in the capability that I have.
Do you have any questions for the panel?
Yes, I just have one question.
Sure.
As a guest metrologist, are there any other career prospects within NMISA?
Okay, Preli, NMISA promotes growth in terms of academics as well. So should you wish to further your studies in your...
I'll be given the opportunity.
You'll be given that opportunity. Dependent though that it's related to that field of work. Whatever you're doing, we pay for you to further your studies should you want to do so.
Okay. Okay.
But then you also have to sign a work-back agreement. So however many years we funded your studies, you must pay us back by working for us for that time period.
But you do get paid during that time, market-related salaries. So it's not, yeah. Okay. Any other questions? You good? Okay.
All right.
I'll see you on Monday.
Yes. Thank you very much.
My fellow hustlers out there, I'm from the interview and I've made it, so I've been offered a position today as a metrologist. I'm happy, I'm so excited, it's been a very long day, but I am so glad that I'm a step closer to achieving my dreams. So my fellow hustlers out there, presser, pusher, panda, bye.
Well done, Preli. Re bone ka wena gore le rona ha re batla o atleha, re tlameha go nagana katleho, mehopolo e tshietsang ene hape e kgothatsang. Potso ya rona ya beke ena e tswa go leano. A re yena o batla o tseba ka agronomist le ka dithuto tsa teng. Agronomy ke lekala le leng la science la go hodisa ha dijalwa. O di hodisa mmung o omelletseng kapa tsona tse nosetswang. Ke bua ka di-peanuts, di-fruits, dipone, diphofu le tse ding. O tlhoka National Senior Certificate e tla o dumelang ho etsa degree. Maths, Physical Science di compulsory. O ka ithutela yona BSc degree ya hao ya agriculture. O nke agronomy kapa plant production as di major tsa hao. E kopanye le ba Agriculture Research Council ho fumana ho hongata. Ha e ka ba hona le ho sa utlwang, hopola o checkela Facebook ya rona le yona website. Ke emetse ya hao potso. Sithokoze kakhulu ukuthi intokazi ngeyizolile umsebenzi omusha khona lapha ke eNational Metrology Institute of South Africa ikhona ukumitha ama standards aphezulu kade bambekele wona khona lapha khona manje intokazi she's like a balloon filled with helium gas. She's just going up and up and up. Sekuthi yonke into izohamba kahle, but lapha emakhaya you just up in arms bafethu nifuna ukwazi eyiphi lempendulo lapha ku word jumble igama kade silifuna yi calibrate. Uma ke utholile you can celebrate, but until next week, I'll always tell you, don't look down, look up and stay up. You might see a balloon somewhere out there.